Last time on Sonic Adventure, we fought a water monster, but that hardly matters. Also, our friend Tails crashed a plane and surprisingly wasn't killed. So now, he has shown us that he's powering planes using Chaos Emeralds. Of course, he's got one of the 7, which from other Sonic games we know are the source of ultimate power, so, great that he's using one of those for, just his own personal flights. Kid really likes making planes, so he's just gonna grab a mystic artifact and, do that with it. Plane building, it's important. But of course, before we go over to his workshop here in Mystic Ruins, we're just gonna casually chat with people. And I love these guys' animations. Whoa, back off, buddy. Whoa, keep your distance. Anyway, yeah, this is much more important than actually going to Tails' house. I mean, come on, he can wait. I mean, personally, I'd prefer not to ride in one of his planes considering how well the last one went. Alright, fine. I don't know why you know Tails personally, but I'll go up to his quote-unquote workshop. Don't know why that was in quotes, but whatever. Whatever you say, archaeologist man.
If it isn't Sonic!
How's it going, Sonic? I'm on vacation here!
Science! I am Dr. Robotnik, the greatest scientific genius in the world! Whatever you say, Eggman!
And thus they combined the names. Of course, the US versions of the previous games gave him the name Robotnik, and he's always been Eggman in the Japanese version, so for Sonic Adventure they were just like, let's combine them. So now Eggman is his nickname that everyone ever will use, even himself.
Or else I'll take them from you by force, the hard way!
Though, now that I'm thinking about it, it's kind of weird how people are really upset about him being called Eggman now. Even though calling him Eggman is the most pure translation. If you use Robotnik, that's just localizing it. You wouldn't want that. God forbid. Oh no. Anyway, now that he's named Eggman, suddenly, Egg Hornet. I actually didn't have a name for this thing before, but since you called me Eggman, I might as well work with it. So this guy's got 2 attacks. Both of them are pretty easy to dodge. He'll fire missiles, and then he will try to ram you. Alley-oop. Easy attack to dodge, because part of the reason is he does choreograph it pretty well. The only real difficulty here is he does add more volleys of missiles every time. So now it's 2, after this next hit it's going to be 3, and in fairness, if you do hit a wall beforehand and you kind of have to turn around, those missiles can actually be a pain to dodge. I did have to restart this fight a few times because I got nicked by a missile, and I just can't have that. Of course, yeah, right there, that wasn't a very good position, and if I hadn't jumped, he would have hit me. Oh well, this last time he's actually going to go right into this attack out of nowhere. You'd think he would have stopped doing that, or, maybe more like a sweeping motion rather than burying himself in the ground. That seems like it might be better.
Hey, I'll play with you.
Alright, I defeated him. Okay, well, he's gonna run away now, and then I'll jump on a capsule and everything will be good. Oh yeah, by the way, this game's explosion sounds sound more like squishing or splatting. It's just a sound. Doop-de-doop-de-doo, just gonna carry the Chaos Emerald. Oh no, grabby arm! Who could have seen this coming? Yo, I'm high-fiving this Chaos Emerald right now!
Time to eat!
Chaos?
Oh no, isn't that the same monster I saw?
No, actually, that's my twin brother, Blaos Zero. I can see how you'd get us mixed up. We are pretty alike, except not now because I'm bigger. Yo, check out my bone arm. Pretty cool, right? Yeah, that's right, I'm buffing one arm. My other one is absolutely tiny.
Strength increases every time.
I don't know, I think this would be less powerful. Like, he's got to be imbalanced now. Crap, now there's actually more weight than just water in my body. I am fighting so hard to keep myself balanced. I have to shift my weight to the left side, which, by the way, is really difficult when the left side doesn't have bone. Also, that looks red there. even though before I'm pretty sure the Chaos Emerald was purple. Oh, and also this is the best part of Eggman's theme, which you never really get to hear in the game, but I do love this, especially coupled with this scene.
Without more emeralds, the monster can't transform, so it's up to...
We'll just find all the Chaos Emeralds and then keep them from Eggman for the rest of our lives. I mean, he'll probably die eventually, and hopefully that's before us. We'll just have to live in perpetual fear that he will come and attack us, and then he will make his water monster more powerful. So we're not actually going to Tails' workshop just yet, we just have to grab this key that's always been there, I guess, but Tails has just never used it. But it's actually used for this area right here, because it unlocks the next stage, Windy Valley. You want to know why it's called Windy Valley? Because I don't know. I can't think of a reason why it would be. Yep, we just float there forever. Alright, so Windy Valley, another nice peaceful stage. I'm really liking this. Not a cloud, well, there are clouds in the sky, but they aren't interrupting this nice sunny day. So anyway, this song is called Windy Hill, and in case you're wondering, the song for Mystic Ruin is called Mystic Ruin. It's kind of boring like that. I mean, Station Square is at least called Welcome to Station Square, and by the way, I think you have to be holding forward here, because I actually had a death there, where Sonic just kind of stopped moving along with the wind, and fell to his death. It was pretty great, but also I don't really want to keep deaths in and jump right here. Target jump for life. And oh, wow. The weather just turned to shit out of nowhere and up, and Sonic died. The end. Killed by a tornado. I really wish I hadn't made my plan the tornado, because now this is kind of a weird death. Okay, so this song is called Tornado. Apparently they weren't very creative when coming up with song names for this, but it's actually pretty easy to get out. My biggest problem here is depth perception. Like back there, it might have looked like it was kind of hard to line yourself up with the platform. That's not so bad, but I think there's like one more jump here, which, yeah, this one's super weird because you kind of have to move upwards, because otherwise I think you just fall back on the spring, and we're out. And we have the last area of Windy Valley, going by pretty quickly, huh? And this is The Air, another very boring song name, but this is actually a remix of one of the songs in Sonic 3D Blast, which I believe that was Green Grove Zone? Yeah, that sounds right. But yeah, Sonic 3D Blast, I guess, is technically the first 3D Sonic game and not this game, but, you know, Sonic 3D Blast was A, more of an isometric platform, and B, not that good. I mean, I know this game is janky as hell, but, personally, I still like it. Unlike Sonic 3D Blast, which is just bad. I mean, people will say that this game hasn't aged well, but, I mean, in fairness, was it ever really good? I sound like I'm insulting it, but in fairness, this game came out in 1998 in Japan, 1999 everywhere else. Super Mario 64 came out in 1996. Which, I know people have problems with... Oh, whoa, that looked weird. I know people have problems with Super Mario 64, but, I mean, it's definitely a more solid game than this is. That being said, though, I still absolutely do love Sonic Adventure. It is janky as hell, but I still find it fun. Though that being said, I don't think Logitech controllers are the best with this, because I remember the Dreamcast version controlling a little bit better. I think it's got a better thumbstick for what this game wants. You can also skip this platforming section right here, though after a few years of playing it, I have forgotten where it is, and I'd rather not make a blind jump to a platform I don't know where it actually is, or when I don't know where the platform is. That's a bit of a better way to say it, you know, just grammatically. And we're at the end. Just grab 40 rings. I think that was actually a random ring box, which, excuse me, Tails? Right, so random ring boxes will actually, they might give you 1 ring, they might give you 40, and a few amounts of rings in between, like 5 or 10, maybe 20. I don't think it's any more than 40, though.
Yeah, not bad.
And we got another emblem. Woo. Alright, so now that that's done, we should probably talk around. Of course, you did hear that announcement right there. Now, normally that won't just play unless you get near the train. Well, actually, if you come off the train, they'll be like, oh, the train to Station Square will be departing soon. But the fact that it played right as we got out of the stage, and that guy talking to us, and basically all the archaeological I'm gonna stop trying to pronounce things, I guess. Anyway, the guys here are gonna tell you should maybe possibly go back to Station Square, because that's where we need to go next. Otherwise, there's basically no direction in where you need to go after this. In fact, the way to the next area is also protected by a switch we can't get to without a specific ability, so you really need to explore on your own in order to find where you need to go, but these guys will start us on the right track. Camera. It's okay, it does that sometimes. But anyway, I was about to make a train track pun, but no, now it just seems kind of pointless. And now, we get off the train, which is just totally filled with exhausted people, and the time of day actually changes, which I absolutely love this little detail. The fact that this game actually takes place over a few days, and of course, I'm sure you've already noticed, but we can play as the other characters, and they do have their own story, and their plots actually run alongside Sonic's, and I always thought that was the coolest thing. I always did have a soft spot for stories like that, you know. Everyone has their own little story overall, and the story is told from different angles. There's usually one overall plot, but everyone has a small part of it. And when I say small, I mean only 3 characters in this game really do anything hugely important. Or he could be dead for all I know. I mean, personally, I just stopped wondering, because I live with a fear every night that he's fallen off a cliff or something and he's died horribly. Okay then. This guy's kinda weird. He likes the ocean and hates everything else. So yeah, I think this is actually the lady that was in the train station before that said she wanted to visit a whole lot of places. So yeah, there's a side plot. Back there we had a kid who was like, oh no, my dad, he hasn't come home yet. And this guy doesn't really have a plot. He just sets you on the right track, basically. Alright, well, that's a little hint at where we have to go next. That being the sewers, where we will get some gross-ass shoes. Though apparently, the sewers being open is just a huge news event in this city. Like, apparently, in this large city, there is just an open manhole cover, and that makes all the news. Nothing else going on today. Of course, here, we get the most important side plot of all. This is one we're definitely gonna want to keep an eye on, because it's probably the most meaningful one in this game. Not what this girl has to say. A statue in front of a burger shop looks like a dude. Well, we're gonna have to look at it, see if it actually looks like a man. Hey, how's it going, lady? Okay then. So yes, the side plot of that lady who really has a huge crush on the burger guy. And of course, let's just position that right there. He does look quite lifelike. Anyway, let's talk to the burger guy. How's it going, burger guy? I don't actually know your name, I'm just gonna call you that. Can't call you Burger Pants though, that name's already taken. And if you're wondering who's staring at you, well, it's my friend over here. My friend, the old man statue. Say hi, and maybe stop staring at the burger guy, it's kinda creepy, he really doesn't like it. So yeah, you can just casually toss this guy around. I'll be honest, I don't even know what this dude's here for, he just is, and oh! I almost threw him into the manhole cover. So here we are in these gross sewers. We are now submerged in water. This is incredibly disgusting. We're going to want to jump up here and grab these. These are a very important item because they are, take it away, the Lightspeed shoes. Which of course allow us to use the Lightspeed Dash, which is another one of Sonic's more or less staple abilities. But unlike the target jump, he doesn't start with it. Of course, in this game, the Lightspeed Dash is a little bit different than it is in later games, in that we have to charge it. Whereas in the later games, they were just like, actually, you can just press a button near lines of rings, and you'll just follow them. Which works a lot better. Especially since we have to charge for so long at the moment. I mean, come on, what? Oh, okay. That worked. Hey pal, how's it going? Well, I kinda had to, otherwise I never would have escaped the sewers. So there's this egg right here, but if we pick it up, we're locked inside. He doesn't really seem to care so much about us trying to steal anything. I mean, I guess we are Sonic the Hedgehog, so, you know, from time to time we just pick up things that aren't ours. Oh, hey lady, what's up? Good for you? Alright, well, we'll definitely have to keep up with that subplot, because as I mentioned, it is the most important one. And I think this guy says the same thing. Oh, wait, no, he says something different. He's gonna go to the casino, even though he's not actually going towards it. In fact, he's walking away from it. This girl, however, never really says anything other than, oh, it sure fooled me, blah 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 statue. I mean, it is quite lifelike, other than the fact that it doesn't move at all, but in this game, that is quite lifelike, because sometimes people don't move at all until you actually speak with them, and oh, no, the news lady's gone. That's too bad. Alright, well, I suppose the game is very much hinting us towards going to Casinopolis, but we don't actually want to do that just yet. Oh, and Nights into Dreams. Ah, back in the day when Sega was really pushing Nights. That, of course, is the game on the Sega Saturn where you fly around. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Sometimes I just accidentally spin dash when I want to talk to people, because that's on the same button, which wasn't the best idea. So are you the cute couple trying to get in free? Because you kind of look like clones, which, you know, is kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe it's because I wouldn't date myself, but the concept is, I don't know. Okay, apparently this guy hates the stars. That's also probably a person who wouldn't date himself. Oh, it's me a second time. I hate me. Hey dude, what's up? Can I just steal something from this hotel? Eventually when I talk to you. Yep, keep pushing the Chow Garden. Oh, I see. The other door to the left rather than the two elevators to the left. Okay, well. Anyway, we're going to walk up here and... where are the rooms? Anyway, this ability is actually technically... it's optional, but you really want to pick it up because this is the Crystal Ring and it allows you to charge the Lightspeed Dash faster, which is incredibly useful. You don't want to be waiting for so long for the Lightspeed Dash all the time. And boom, charged. See? A lot faster. Again, the later games are better because you can just press it and you instantly glide through all the rings, but you know, sorry, it does that sometimes. But, you know, it's definitely useful to lower the time here. By the way, of course, if you go into Emerald Coast now, it'll be sunny again, which is a little bit of a shame. It would be pretty cool if you could see Emerald Coast at night. I think that'd look great. Oh yeah, by the way, great food! Station Square Diner, or Station Diner, as it's pronounced there, or spelled there. Anyway, let's talk to this kid right here. How's it going, kid? What's up? Well, kid, that's called a crippling gambling addiction. Well, you can't because it's too high up. So, can we just walk into this casino since it's open right now? It's open, but the only way in is closed. So, technically speaking, it's not actually open. And you have, in fact, locked everyone inside of Casinopolis. Anyway, press the switch and the door opens, and that's how we get into the next stage. So, I do apologize, but this is going to go on for a while because this is Casinopolis. True to its name, we're going to be doing a bit of, well, actually we're not going to be doing much casinoing. We are, however, going to be playing a lot of pinball. So, our main goal is actually that vault in there, because that is where the Chaos Emerald is, because I guess somebody in charge here decided to just place it in there, which, again, it's an artifact of ultimate power. Why would you just put it in a vault? Well, it's shiny, so I guess I'll keep it in here. I don't know if it's ever actually going to be needed, but I don't give a damn. Now, we have a whole lot of other places to go to, but if we go in here, This is the vault made of solid gold. Or at the very least they painted it yellow. But it certainly looks fancy. So, you want to know how we deposit rings? Hands come out of nowhere and just shake you down. And let you down gently. How nice of them. So, that is our pitiful pile of rings. We're going to want to increase that to 400 so we can get up to the Chaos Emerald. Even though Tails can fly. I don't know why he doesn't do that and grab the Chaos Emerald. But, since we have to do it ourselves, we're going to be playing pinball for a while. Well, actually not a while, because pinball is a little hard to play, especially this one. And also, yeah, if you don't do well enough and get 100 rings by the end of this, they just throw you into the trash, which I think is illegal, but I guess it is their rules. So you might recognize that from Sonic 2. That, of course, is the little casino table from that game, and it works very similar. You have to line things up, and if you get 3 Robotniks, then you lose 100 rings, which really sucks. Oh, hey, what a coincidence. Final Eggman. Lovely. And now we have no rings. The next highest amount, which is, something that actually gets you rings and not pain, oh, whoops, that didn't work out so well, is the Blue Rose, which you line up 3 Amy's and you get 50 rings. After that, Shining K, line up 3 Knuckles, and you get 30 rings. And also, like, a multiplier for 80 seconds. See that up there? Yeah, that's actually blocked at the moment. Next off, you get T Kickback, line up 3 Tails, and you get 15 rings. And I believe that hole down there is blocked for 45 seconds. I could really use that because I'm kind of playing like garbage at the moment. Next, you have Speed Star. Oh, geez. I actually got the ring 3K, which gives you 15 rings and 30-second multiplier, and of course, if you get 3 Sonics, get 50 rings and 99-second multiplier. Anyway, I fucked up royally, so now we're in the garbage dump. Thankfully, though, this is actually a better place to get rings than the previous stage. I do kinda wish I showed off a bit more of the casino table, because there are a few things around it, like if you actually successfully launch yourself into the holes. That being said, though, if you can do that game well, which apparently I can't, I actually did better on my first take of this, you will actually get a fair amount of rings, especially with those multipliers. However, this is pretty much the best place to go because you get a whole lot of rings and it's just a normal stage. By the way, song names at the entrance of Casinoopolis, that is the Dreamy Stage. The Sonic table is Blue Star, and this area song name is Dilapidated Way. There is actually one more song for the section we're about to go to once we're out of these gross, disgusting sewers, but I don't actually know the name of it because I don't know Knights well enough. And yeah, you do want to be careful because you don't get a shield until the end of this section, which would be really useful to make sure you don't lose these rings, but yeah, it's not too bad. Just be very wary, don't run into anything, and you should be fine. Also, make sure to use the Lightspeed Dash and you get a whole lot of free stuff. And in case you get thrown in the sewer skin, and by the way, yeah, you get a little animation of Sonic kind of just, I guess, shaking himself off from all the gross, disgusting sewage. But more importantly, we have this shower right here, which they actually animated Sonic taking a shower. Yep, effort went into that. Though in fairness, I do love small, dumb little details like that. I'm so glad they did that. Though I think if you move immediately, the animation won't play, but just in case I actually jump to get those rings. I want to make sure I don't accidentally waste your time, so I grab the rings like that. Anyway, yeah, they have a little shower room in here, just in case you actually escape the sewers, which, given most people aren't Sonic the Hedgehog, I'm gonna guess most people die in there, so make sure you do well at slots, otherwise you are literally dead. Seems a little bit unfair, to be honest. Now, this is actually, I wouldn't say my jam, but I am a little bit better at this. I mean, it's not exactly something you can be good at, it's kinda luck-based. I mean, if you haven't noticed, these aren't the best pinball tables, but anyway, we have card and pinball, which is, as the name implies, basically kind of poker. You pick up cards, and you get rings based on what you pick up. So, of course, this works a lot like regular poker. If you get 2 of the same cards, that's a pair. You get 10 rings for that. If you get a 2 pair, then you get 20 rings. You get a 3 of a kind, you get 60 rings. And if you get 3 of one kind of card, 2 of the other, which is a full house, no, I don't actually have a note for that. I don't know how many rings you get, but I'd imagine it would be between 60 and 100, so maybe 80? 4 of the same cards, 4 of a kind, 100 rings, and 5 of the same cards. Again, I don't have a note for that. Cursed wiki's not telling me all the information. Now I actually have to pay attention myself. Though in fairness, I was kinda more focused on getting through this without, being dumped in the sewers again, because, that's a very useful area for rings, and if you want to do this area quickly, it's actually best to just screw up and go through that area twice. The second time is really easy since you have the shield, so you can just kind of cheese it the second time around. Or, at the very least, you don't have to worry as much. Now, of course, getting rings is important, but I was actually more focused on going to the other area. Remember when I said there were, little areas outside of the main table on the Sonic board? Well, there's actually, not an important area, but there's an area that's very good for getting rings in this area. Basically, you see that little strip back there? The black and yellow one. Eventually that'll open up. That'll allow you to go to an area with a lot of cards. And I've actually got a 2 pair right now. Cool. I won't get a 3 of a kind, though. But yeah, there'll just be a whole lot of cards, and it's super easy to get rings like that. So, oh, yep, look, it's open now. So we want to maneuver our way that way, which, again, is kind of tricky because this isn't the best pinball board. And, oh, I got it, though. So yeah, a bunch of cards will appear, and it's, oh, well, I was going to say it's actually pretty easy to stay in the area, but nope, I just got immediately slam dunked out of there. And we have a little cameo right here of Knights. Look at him just dancing around. Woo, look at him go. To be fair, if you do go to that area multiple times, this gets annoying because you do have to watch this every time you go back to the normal board. And I really don't care for it. Well, after the first time. It's cute the first time. But now we can just screw up so that eventually we'll get enough rings, and then we can leave because we'll have enough. Actually, technically speaking, we have enough now because 393, I had more than 10 rings before, so we can just deposit it all into the vault. Right past me? There you go. Come on, keep doing that. Oh yeah, and by the way, you do lose your cards whenever you fall off the table. I say fall off, but you don't really fall off of it. You just sink down into the abyss. And also you get free rings by hitting the bumpers, so woo! We are now over the number of rings we need. So down I go, and this time they didn't just slam dunk us into the sewer. Thanks guys for not doing something that's probably illegal, or at the very least, morally questionable. Though at the very least, I shouldn't really be questioning the morals of these guys. I mean, to put money into the vault, you literally get shaken down. That's kind of, at the very least, it's a bit suspect. And oh, hi Tails, how's it going? Please don't do that, that's uncomfortable.
Not bad.
Oh, hello. That key just literally fell from heaven. Alright. Doop-de-doop-doo, just mind my own business, coming out of the casino. Oh no, it's Eggman! We just got jumped by Eggman! And somehow dropped the Chaos Emerald. We really gotta take better care of that thing. Oh no, sleeping gas. Oh, well, down we go. Bye, nerds!